The Pentagon warns Congress it is running low on money to replace weapons sent to Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington. The Pentagon is warning Congress that it is running low on money to replace weapons the U.S. has sent to Ukraine and has already been forced to slow down resupplying some troops, according to a letter sent to congressional leaders. The letter, obtained by the Associated Press, urges Congress to replenish funding for Ukraine. Congress averted a government shutdown by passing a short-term funding bill over the weekend, but the measure dropped all assistance for Ukraine in the battle against Russia. Pentagon Controller Michael McCord told House and Senate leaders there is $1.6 billion left of the $25.9 billion Congress provided to replenish U.S. military stocks that have been flowing to Ukraine. McCord said the U.S. has completely run out of long-term funding for Kyiv through the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, which provides money to contract for future weapons. McCord said it would be too risky for the Defense Department to divert money from that temporary funding bill to pay for more aid to Ukraine. Many lawmakers acknowledge that winning approval for Ukraine assistance in Congress is growing more difficult as the war grinds on and resistance to the aid from the Republican hard right flank gains momentum.
This post received a score of 4,400, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
If I was a gambling man, I'd be betting on the side that favored the military-industrial complex.
I believe you mean the military, industrial, congressional complex.
Not sure how many heavy industry people think they are the same bunch as senators and presidents today. Before this war it was a declining industry for 30 years and not sure it is getting better even now. Did you forget about the $3 trillion war in Iraq or the $5 trillion one in Afghanistan? I, too, am running low on money.
This made me laugh. Thank you, good person.
Many don't realize it's not just a check to Ukraine. That money is spent paying the U.S. companies and workers who make the weapons, but basically a lot of that money is reinvested in the U.S.
Not even that. If Ukraine fell, we would have a drastically more powerful Russia. And quite possibly a China conquered Taiwan. There goes 80% of our microchip supply. Unlike Afghanistan and Iraq, the US has an opportunity to militarily defeat Russia for only a tiny fraction of its military budget, putting 0 American lives at risk. Bargain of the century. Need I remind anyone that Russia would love to see the US utterly conquered and defeated? They are not your friends. Greater than need I remind anyone that Russia would love to see the US utterly conquered and defeated? They are not your friends. You may need to say it louder so that the MAGA cultists in the back can hear it. They seem to think that white knighting authoritarians will help them acquire more power to create the ethno-state that they dream of.
They are not known to understand geopolitics anyways.
Or regular politics, or geography.
Or basic reality. It's so funny to me whenever anything connected to the US military is like our own money's getting tight.
It'll always be true. If the US military were to suddenly get 10x the budget, they might stay quiet for a year or two, then suddenly, money is tight again. Reason being that when they get money, they find a use for the money no matter how trivial or unreasonable. It's an actual principle of bureaucratic budgeting. To ensure their budget remains steady or, better, increase, bureaucrats will always ensure that every penny is spent and cost is projected to be more than budget can handle. As it turns out, it's very easy to squander money when it's not yours.
Greater than to ensure their budget remains steady or, better, increase, bureaucrats will always ensure that every penny is spent and cost is projected to be more than budget can handle. But should they get a new copier or new office chairs?
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.